Alright, so today I want to talk a little bit about craft fairs, and something that I think is just so special about them, especially the smaller ones, is you're meeting people who live around you, local artists who are making their own artworks for sale, and there's just something very nice about that. So this wasn't my first craft fair. This is actually the third that I've been to, but it was definitely the best experience that I've had. And if you're wondering if you should sell your art at an art market or a craft fair, well, I'm going to talk about my experience and maybe help you decide whether or not you want to sell at one. So first off, the people that I met at the craft fair were amazing. My booth neighbor was so helpful. We had gotten this tent and we've never put it together before, but the guy who was sitting next to us, he offered to help and put it up really easily for us. I super appreciate him. And he was giving us all kinds of tips, and it was a hot day outside. Being June, he let us borrow his fan. We needed it. It was like 90 degrees outside. Oh my goodness. But besides the friendly people that we met, who were also vendors selling their art, the people who were walking around buying the art, the customers, were so awesome. I had so many cool conversations with people, all just talking about our love for animals. It was so nice to find a community of people who love animals as much as I do. Because on this channel, I draw only animals. I can draw people, I can draw plants, but so we got to talk a little bit about why we love animals, animal rights, stuff like that. And it was just lovely chatting with people and getting to know what makes them happy, what they're passionate about. There was this one lady who was at the art market, and she was so cool. She had these really cool sunglasses. She had like these bright red dreads that went down to like her knees. And she just had this really cool energy about her, and she told us all about her cats and all the funny things they did, and she showed us pictures. It was amazing. I love seeing people get so excited talking about their pets. And that's something that you can only really do at an art market. Like if I'm talking to someone online about that kind of thing, sure, they can send me a message and I'm sure they're passionate about whatever they're talking, but having that face-to-face interaction is just something, it's amazing. I can't really put it into words. Yeah, she was lovely, and she ended up buying 5 of my cat stickers because she really loves cats, and so do I. So we had a lot to bond over with that. And I had a couple people come over and ask for pet portraits, which was super fun. I got to draw these pet portraits on the spot in 5 minutes or less, so I just quickly doodled some little sketches for them while they were talking and waiting. And that's also fantastic. I can't think of like an online equivalent to that. So that was super fun and exciting. I guess it was also fun for people to come up with suggestions. Like one girl was like, man, I really wish you had some capybara merchandise. I would totally buy that up. And I'm like, that's a cool idea. I can definitely look into that. So I will say though, if you're thinking of selling at a craft fair or an art market, if you're going in the summer, like right now, be very careful. We were under a tent and I thought, oh, we're good. I don't need to wear sunscreen. There's no reason for that. But no, I definitely should have worn sunscreen. I got a really bad sunburn and it was really hot. Like I thought I was getting towards heat exhaustion. I drank all my water. Ooh, just be careful out there if you're going to craft fairs, whether you're vending or walking around and looking at some beautiful art. Stay hydrated. It's summer. It's hot. At least down here in the south it is. Weighing the good and the bad, would I go to another art market or craft fair? Yes, I would. I absolutely would. I'm actually planning on going to this exact art market again in September. So that's it's June right now, so July, August. It's only 3 months away. That's not bad. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've been looking into other craft fairs, but here's an issue. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this or understand. Some of these craft fairs require that you have a registered business. I have not looked into the legal paperwork to get Tappy Sap registered as a business or an LLC yet. I want to eventually. I absolutely do. But at the moment, that is not something that I've done. So when I look at these applications that require it, I'm like, well, I guess I'm disqualified. I can't apply to this one. Even if there are some where I'm like, okay, it doesn't require that. Some of these tables are, $50, $100, $150, $200 just to be there. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why it's so expensive. I mean, there's probably a lot of people coming in. There's a reason for that price, but I just can't see myself making enough money for that to be justified. Imagine if you paid $200 for a table and you spent $100 on your inventory and you only made $50 at your craft fair. Well, then you're in the hole. That's not good. I mean, that's a huge risk that you're taking. And at this stage, with only 3 art markets under my belt, I don't think I'm ready to apply to a craft fair quite like that yet. But I definitely want to work in that direction. Do any of you guys watching have any experience with that? Did you start out doing smaller craft fairs and work your way up? Because the ones I've been going to have definitely been smaller. Not necessarily bad, just fewer people. What do you think? Another thing about craft fairs, art markets, pop-up shops, you also have to make sure you have inventory, and inventory is not cheap. If you're able to make things on demand, like if you have your own Cricut or Silhouette machine and you make your stickers at home and you make them on demand whenever someone orders one, you make it, that's probably less of a risk than if you were buying 100, 200 stickers at a time and you're not sure if that design is going to sell or not. That's a lot more difficult. For example, I noticed when I was selling at the craft fair, my small prints they're not selling at all. The 3 times that I've gone, I haven't sold a single small print. People prefer the bigger ones that are poster size over the small ones, despite I think you're getting a better deal on the small ones. Small ones are $5 and the bigger ones are $15, so I'm like, that's weird. But I've made so many of them, and I had no idea until I started selling. So if you invest too much, if you make, in my example, if you make 50 small prints and you go to these craft fairs and you try to sell and you don't sell a single one, well, then you've just lost however much money it cost to make 50 prints. That's risky, right? You're taking a risk with that. I would definitely, if I could do it over again, I would definitely try to bring a very limited amount of things and see what people are buying. For me, something that's really popular is this possum sticker I have. It's a screaming possum. Every time I've had a craft fair, I've had people buy it. They love it. People love screaming possums. It's great. I mean, we all want to scream on the inside, right? So I ended up making buttons of that and prints of that because I realized that design is more popular than some of my other ones. So just something to keep in mind if you do want to sell at a craft fair. It may not be something that you're thinking of, but definitely don't order too much of something and keep track of what people like. So I think that's really all the advice I'd give, and honestly, take everything I say with a grain of salt because I have not been doing this very long. I am not an expert. I cannot claim to be. I'm very much still beginning this whole art market journey, and that's all I've really picked up on so far, and I'm sure the more that I do these, the more insight I'm gonna get. If you have any questions about my experience, which I wish I had taken videos of this, I wish I had taken more pictures. I just didn't think about it in the moment, but next time I will. If you have any questions about my experience or what it was like, or something else maybe that you want to learn about, just leave a comment down below and I'll take a look at it. But yeah, that was my art market experience. You should definitely try it out if you're thinking about it. If you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Just do it. Who knows, you might really enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to help support the channel. Thank you guys so much. All right, bye for now.